What's up, Orland family? This is Counselor Briggs coming to you from an undisclosed location. Wanted to talk today about coping skills, and a lot of times, or recently, we've been hearing a lot from various different sources about you need to do this, you need to do that. These are the things that are to be done and not to be done. Do your social distancing, do your shopping from home, do your Netflixing, whatever. A lot of times those are very helpful skills. However, there are some skills that we can practice with coping that are actually essentially doing nothing. So it's kind of the other extreme. I gotta see if I can fix this camera. This camera's bugging me. Okay, there we go. All right, so I actually got a lot of this material from a Learning in the Brain conference I went to just before the February break. I was there with Miss Hess and a number of other people from the school. So if you see me looking away from the camera or looking away from here, I'm looking at my laptop. All right, so in general, there are 5 different types of coping skills or stress relieving skills that we can use. There's relaxation, distraction, movement, sensory and then processing. So relaxation is kind of like focusing on a certain activity. For example, blowing bubbles. Although for some of us, blowing bubbles can be stressful, trying to get a good sized bubble going or any bubbles going. That can be a challenge, but in general, kind of focusing on something that's calming and relaxing doesn't take a lot of energy. It doesn't take a lot of focus. It's just you're relaxing. It's a leisure thing. Distraction. So you're stressed about something going on. Maybe read a book, do a puzzle, something along those lines. Or some other kind of activity that takes away from the stressful situation. So for example, with this whole COVID-19 thing, instead of the stressful watching of the news or reading through what's on Facebook, maybe try something like going for a walk. Distracts you, or that would be more of relaxation. If you have a musical instrument, practice your musical instrument. I play electric bass, like I mentioned in a previous video. I actually brought my bass and amp with me so that in some downtime or when I start getting a little bit stressed, I can bust it out and slap the bass. Another coping skill is movement. So like I was saying, going for a walk. If you have a trampoline, go jump on your trampoline. If you have a pool, go for a swim, as long as you're not going to freeze. Things along those lines. Just remember, keep your social distancing. The next one is sensory. So you're kind of focusing on what's going on around you, really taking stock of that, seeing, okay, there's this information coming in, what's going on. So focusing on sensory. So you think about back in health class or even when you were a little kid in elementary school, your 5 senses. You have seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, and feeling. So those are your senses. So, what am I feeling? What am I hearing? What am I seeing? What am I tasting? And what am I smelling? Okay, cool. All right, the next skill or the last skill is processing. This is one I actually find very helpful for a myriad of people. So instead of you're taking in all your information, so from that sensory, but then you're also taking the entire situation, pushing pause or putting pause, sitting down, writing out or typing out or whatever the situation, what's going on, what's affecting you, what's not affecting you, is there a desired goal or state of being, and moving on from there, and then figuring out your plan, how do we get to that state of being and whatnot. So the main skill, I've talked about some of those skills in the past, but the main thing I want to focus on is kind of that sensory and relaxation piece a bit. So a lot of that is considered a a lot of times, a lot of people will call it mindfulness. I know that's the term that Ms. Hess uses an awful lot. I use chilling out or just relax. Stop getting so wound up. It's one that I use a lot. If you've been in my office and have had a meltdown in my office, I've gone through some of these things with you. So, the first one I want to work on is deep breathing and focused breathing. Okay, so breathing helps to slow your heart rate, lower your blood pressure a bit, and also focusing on your breathing helps to stop your focus on other things going on out and about in the area. So I'm not going to go through every single exercise with y'all. I'll actually, in this video, this will be in a playlist. This will be like video 1. I'll make a playlist of the breathing exercise, the mindfulness, the body mindfulness and whatnot. That way, if one's working for you, great. If not, move to the next one. The main thing kind of with when thinking about or considering these different mindfulness things and coping techniques is not every single technique is going to work for every single student or every single situation. For example, when I'm in a stressful situation, we'll use wildfires. Where I'm from in San Diego, or Southern California, San Diego, we get an awful lot of wildfires down here. So I've evacuated, I want to say probably 12 or so times from fires, and it's evacuating like quick, grab the stuff, get in the truck and go. So in times like that, that's going to have different strategies than sitting at work and getting overwhelmed with the amount of students coming in that I have to talk to about their credit recovery. So 2 very different types of stress, 2 different types of responses that we're going to have to those. I'm not, if I'm evacuating and running from a fire, I'm not necessarily going to spend 20 minutes processing the whole event and whatnot. I'm going to take 2 or 3 quick deep breaths, grab my stuff, and book it. Okay? So different situations call for different types of coping, and each person is different. So what works for me ain't going to necessarily work for you, and vice versa. So just kind of mess with it, see what helps. Okay? Some resources for y'all. The first one is actually, where did it go? It's this coping skills checklist. I'm going to try to upload it here in YouTube. I don't know if I can. I'm still new to this whole YouTube thing. If not, I will. You can either send me an email and I will send it to you, or I'll forward it to you. It's actually really helpful. Or you can actually go and download it. It's for free, straight from the Coping Skills for Kids website. It's a free coping skills checklist. It asks for payment information, but since it's free, it actually just skips that step. So basically, it's a 2-page checklist of just different types of coping skills that you're either using or that you can use or you can practice, whatnot. So it's divided up into 5 parts over 2 pages. You got relaxation, distraction, movement, sensory, and processing. And then it's a 4-page document. So then pages 3 and 4 are, what have I been using? What am I using? And what are some techniques I'm going to try or would like to try or that I think might be a good fit? So there's that. The website for that, if I can't get this thing uploaded or you don't want to send me an email, which either are fine, it's just go on Google, type in coping skills checklist, go to Google Images. The first image is like coping skills checklist. It's blue. It's like a blue T-chart or table, blue with white and then black text and stuff. Just click on that and that should take you to the website to be able to download that. Eventually you got to do some clicking forward. Yes, I want to visit the website, yada yada. That should take you there. Alright, so a couple other resources. There are actually some apps for this. So there's Mindful Minute app. Let's see. You can, Stop, Think, and Breathe Kids app. Meditationschools.org. There's Insight Timer app, Headspace, and Calm app. I've downloaded a couple of these in the past. They seem pretty solid. good. Just go to your App Store or Google Play Store. They should all be on there. Like I said, I've tried them out. They seem pretty solid and legit. For me, they just don't. I don't need an app to tell me, how long to take a breath for. If you have an Apple Watch, this is kind of cool, and I forgot to put mine on. So if you have your Apple Watch, bear with me, I gotta put it on and unlock. Put the special code in. Okay, so on your Apple Watch, I don't know if this will show up. So this, oh son of a gun. There's the breathing app. Okay, I'm not going to try to do that. That was just too stressful. Okay, there's the breathing app. It kind of helps you to focus on your breathing. So that would also be a valuable resource if you have an Apple Watch. I don't know what other watches have or what Android or Google phones have as options. I had an Android, it was a bad experience. So anyway, those are some resources for you guys. I'm also going to post 2 or 3 more videos in this playlist. Sorry about that. I'll post them in the playlist of things. So there'll be a breathing exercise, a mindfulness exercise, and then a muscle relaxation exercise. So at least 3 videos. They will be relatively short because I do not want to be sitting in this chair for the next 3 hours filming. You guys know me, I cannot stay in my seat. So anyway, feel free to check those out. So this is Thursday's video of one of however many. Feel free to check out the website. And then, I have a cool Bob Ross t-shirt. I don't know if anybody's a Bob Ross fan, but Amazon, fantastic. Anyway, alright, so remember, stay safe out there, Orland family. Remember to laugh and relax a little bit, have some fun with this. We're all stuck at home, but have fun while you're at home. I highly recommend Monopoly. It tends to tear families apart, but it's a hoot of a game if you know how to play it right and you are really good. So have a good one. Stay safe out there. Bye, y'all.